Dr. Z. Welcome, Dr. Z. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here with you and share my research on thermal pollution.
I now know about marine and nutrient pollution, but I have to tell you, I have never really heard of thermal pollution. What exactly is it?
I'm so glad you asked. Thermal pollution is a slow change of temperature in fresh bodies of water.
How does water temperature change?
There are many effects on temperature change. One type of change is natural, but that takes over millions and millions of years. The other way is that humans are harmful to these fresh bodies of water. This happens in factories when they take in cool water from fresh bodies of water, cool their overheated machines, and then put the now heated water back into the freshwater ecosystem, damaging the ecosystem.
Humans, what have we done now?
Many things, but over these past few months, I've focused on deforestation and manufacturing and how they have been affecting thermal pollution.
Well, how does manufacturing, whatever that is, affect thermal pollution?
Manufacturing. So industries manufacture goods such as petroleum, iron, cement, and steel, and then they release a high amount of greenhouse gases into the environment. An example of this is carbon dioxide, which is better known as CO2. CO2 traps heat with its molecular structure, and then in the atmosphere, making thermal temperature higher and raising global water levels.
Well, how about that? The other one you were talking about was deforestation. What is that and how does that affect thermal pollution?
Deforestation is the cutting of trees in a forest. Due to deforestation, trees are not able to block the sun's radiant energy, causing the water to get hotter and algae to bloom. An algae bloom is when there's a rapid increase in the algae population. The rapid increase of algae covers the surface of the water, blocking the sun's radiant. Algae covers the surface of the water, blocking the sun's radiant energy from the bottom dwelling vegetation, causing the algae to take all the oxygen out of the ecosystem, causing habitats to be inhabitable as marine life needs oxygen to survive.
Well, how about that? Can you tell us on how that sciencey stuff heats up our water?
Well, that sciencey stuff makes seagrass not able to breathe. This is because algae use the nutrients from humans to make algae blooms. Then the algae blooms take all the oxygen. This causes marine animals to die, causing mass destruction.
Ouch. Are there any solutions to this thermal pollution?
That was deforestation. So the solutions are that companies can use cooling towers, as shown on the screen. Cooling towers take in the heated water, cool it, and then return it to the fresh body of water. And then another way is that factories can manage and reduce their waste, as shown on the screen, to help stop waste getting into the water.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you have anything else you want to add on?
No. I'd rather be home. Staring at the clock.
That makes me feel a little bad about this talk show today. But I think you were going to be introducing some water testing to us.
I was. I'm waiting for my other team members.
I know, me too.
Yes.
So wait,
Finally.
for our action plan, we decided to test the water in our ISD community. We have Dr. Yu telling us what it means, and Joshua telling us what the water testings are.
Well, the nitrite test means if it can harm fish, and the phosphorus test means if algae bloom can occur.
So the first one we did was the school fountain for phosphorate. This water has some phosphate in it, but it's okay. Not good. Okay. This was the school fountain for nitrate. This is great because school fountains have no nitrate. The water won't harm any fish, but it was perfect, so that's obvious. The next one we did was New York water to phosphorate. This is good because it has only 0.25, so it's a little phosphate, but not enough to cause an algae bloom. And this one was NY water, but for nitrate. So this is good because it has no nitrate, so it won't harm any fish. Technically, if it gets into the ocean, it won't harm the fish. But why would it get into the ocean? Mysterious. Alright, so this was a school creek, which is that way, I think. Yeah, that way. So this is awesome because it won't harm any fish that live there. So it is good, and it's surprisingly clean for a creek. Like a creek. This was the creek water for phosphorus. This is bad. Very bad. It is between 5.0 and 10.0. That's a change for an algae bloom. Algae blooms can happen when you least expect it. Maybe right now. Maybe in 10 years. So this was a chart for the water testing. And yeah.
Hi, it's Dr. Yu again. Ready to see our diorama? Well, you gotta keep it a secret.